What is up, guys? North Digital Assets coming at you with another video. In this video, we're going to cover Bitcoin, we're going to look at CKB, we're going to look at XRP, and we're going to look at a little bit of news here on the Bitcoin chain. North Digital Assets, 25 plus assets, including Casper Curve, 8 XRP, HBAR, VChain, API 3, and CKB. Follow me on Twitter. Now, I know we haven't done a video in a long time. The market's been very flat. There's been a lot of thievery in the market. There's been a lot of craziness with the FTX scandal and everything else going on. Bitcoin's price has been flat. Crypto's been flat. Again, I am still looking to DCA. I purchased $500, a small purchase, $500 in Cardano yesterday, and I'm continuing to DCA into some of this stuff because what do you need to be near the bottom? You need a variety of on-chain metrics to show you we're near the bottom, the Glassnode metrics, the macro metrics, but we also need to have some sort of washout event, some sort of crazy event like the FTX event and other companies collapsing, which is also reminiscent of past bottoms where companies get flushed out. People start wondering if it's going to zero. There's major fear in the markets while the macro indicators are telling you you're near a bottom. And you also get to a point where most people don't want to buy anything, where there's not a lot of people talking about buying. There's not a lot of excitement, obviously, but people just don't want to buy anything. And that's kind of how the crypto market works in the first place is part of it is the greater fool theory. So when things are way up in the sky, when things are way up, you're selling them to someone who wants to buy them at those much higher prices. And right now we obviously have the opposite of that. We're going to take a look at the DXY really quick. So the DXY finally getting what looks to be a dead cat bounce, something we've been waiting for months. The sad thing is this DXY bounce right when it started to play out. Finally, when we were right around here, when it started to play out, that is right when the FTX thing slams into the crypto market and it dumps while the stock market started looking a little bit better, but the DXY just took a massive dump. But what we wanted was finally for it to hit a top, come back up, hit a resistance line, broke through it a little bit here, but to see these EMAs as resistance moving forward and to see this trend line as resistance moving forward. And coupled with that, where also this comes from, why we knew that this had to be coming sooner or later, is because when you zoom out and you look at the weekly, whenever you get one of these massive runs, usually there's a correction. You might have this correction here, which is months and months and months, but usually when you have one of these massive runs, there's corrections, run, correction, massive run here, and you're starting to see that correction now. Not only that, the monthly is starting to time out. So when we go to the monthly, remove all drawings, when we actually take a look at the monthly here, look at what the stock RSI, the momentum of the monthly, does. When it spins that chunk of time there, you're looking at about 300-400 days of overall downward pressure, downward trend on the DXY. Always, whenever it spends a good amount of time up there, you have hundreds of days down, okay? And that's where we are here, and you can see it leading right now. Now, can it bounce and come back up and do another top? Yeah, anything's possible. We're going off probabilities. Obviously, if this follows through and continues down, that's hundreds and hundreds of days. This will be fuel to the Bitcoin fire. Let's look at this here. Dylan LeClaire, Bitcoin realized cap, hodl waves. Okay, this is the last time that this Bitcoin was active. And obviously, look where we're at down here in this corner when the Bitcoin hasn't moved, and when a majority of the Bitcoin has not moved in months and years. That is because sellers are being exhausted, selling pressure is going down, and those people are ready to hold on to their Bitcoin, and the people still left are holding it, and that will continue to affect the supply. Because when we look here, we are looking here at the balance on exchanges here. The balance on exchanges is under 2.3 million for the first time since the end of March 2018. March 2018. What does that tell you? Well, obviously in March 2018, the price of Bitcoin was much lower. It was less mainstream, obviously, and the price was much lower in 2018, and then it went on a massive rally all the way up to here, even though the exchange balance now is much lower. So what does that tell you? Just looking at supply and demand, the supply is low enough right now for Bitcoin to have another run. Okay, when you look at the Bitcoin, this has just happened today. Bitcoin number of addresses holding 1+ coins just hit an all-time high today. So what does that tell you? That people are accumulating and holding, and the selling pressure is going down. But usually people that hold at least one full coin are ready to hold on to it for a long time. Not only do we have an all-time high breaking today, the fact that people are willing to hold that long term just shows that, again, even when the coins, when the number of addresses holding were much lower down here, we had a much higher price. Okay, so again, just looking at supply and demand right now, this Bitcoin to me is kind of like a soup that's kind of simmering. It might need to simmer longer. The price might go down a little bit more, but that's fine. It's simmering right now, and it's not boiling yet, but it's getting ready for a move. At some point here, I will continue to DCA in. When we look at XRP, still expect a $10 XRP in the future. We've gone over that many times in my old videos. I don't know, will it come up and it finally creates this handle, and it's like a cup and handle? I don't know. We'll see. And then it makes a run. We'll see. It will at some point. I don't know how long that's going to take, but I will say this. When the lawsuit is over, you have to understand that there are many exchanges and many entities that are going to be buying up large amounts, millions of XRP, so that they can actually have it on the exchanges, okay? So there'll be a lot of purchasing pressure, buying pressure to move the price up. So when the lawsuit ends, not only will XRP have clarity, and it's also an amazing crypto for cross-border payments and on-demand liquidity and everything else that XRP can do, and how fast it is, how long it's been on the network with no downtime. And it's already got that large networking effect. Okay, when it wins the case, it will have, or settlement, and it pays a large fine, it will have the clarity, and it'll also have a lot of buying pressure. Okay, the risk on XRP is down, 50%. The upside reward is up hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of percents. XRP is my #1 holding, and I will continue DCA into it. When you take a look at CKB, I talked about this on Twitter. The only thing to really say about CKB right now is it is at an absolute all-time low on KuCoin here on the chart. If we pull it up on the weekly, to me, you just have to remember, you have to zoom out and remember the time when CKB was up here at 3 cents, 3.5 cents, 4 cents, and there was a lot of euphoria around it. And it makes sense because that was one of the warning signs. We did think that, especially on this channel, we thought that there was going to be more upside run first, and then it was going to come down, and I always talked about that. Didn't know it was going to start that early, and that's kind of what happened. But remember, a lot of euphoria, and a lot of people still wanted it in the 2 cents, 3 cents range. So remember that now. We're at 0.002. So if you don't have any money, well, then of course you can't buy it. But if you have some extra money and you want to DCA in, again, I think we're closer to the bottom than anything else based on everything I said at the start of this video. Based on what's going on with the market, it's getting to a point of pretty ridiculous on price action, and it's down, and people are talking about crypto's dead, and friends and family are talking about get out while you still can. Now that's a bottom sign of epic proportions of a run up of Bitcoin in March 2020, of Bitcoin, years ago. It's a sign of near the bottom. It sounds so counterintuitive, but it is what it is. So again, DCA 002, great time to DCA. That's going to be it for this video, guys. I'm still holding my coins. A lot of my coins I bought in June 2021 as well, like my XRP for 55 cents, a lot of XRP for 55 cents, and it's only at 40 cents now. So a lot of my portfolio isn't that underwater, but some of my other coins are, which is fine. Gonna wait it out. Gonna keep waiting and watching here, being patient. Crypto's not going anywhere, and we'll continue to cover this as it develops and as Bitcoin's price starts to develop. That's going to be it for this video, and we'll catch you in the next one. See ya.